Labani away. Mangani abo. Mabada hi. Negutato. Nemba yelinge. Eya banga. Nemba mako. Ulugunya ikba.
Yeah, okay. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are watching us. This is exchange program, educational and very informative. Today, we have a very beautiful programs um, on a exchange platform. We will start self introduction from our panelists. Then, before we go to the guests, today we have a topic, a very interesting topic. The topic tonight is why is career planning important before traveling to abroad, and we will join in by our panelists, our guests tonight. Uh, I'm Sharif Mohammed, residing in United Arab Emirates, Dubai specific, and I go to my far left. I mean to my panelists, my three panelists here tonight, to introduce themselves before we go to our guest speaker.
Can Orita go, then I go later? Maybe we go, gentlemen. It's like that. Ori, can you go, then I go later?
Okay, no problem. Hi everyone, my name is Orita Kese. I'm a Liberian living in Rwanda, studying at the Kigali Independent University.
Okay, my name is Ambassador Alfred Checker, a Liberian, residing in India. Oh, I'm sorry for the noise. I'm coming a minute. Hey guys, sorry for the noise. The guys. Yeah, we're in the dormitory. Okay, my name is Ambassador Alfred Checker, residing in India. I hold a bachelor in civil engineering, a postgraduate diploma in water and sanitation engineering also, and I'm pursuing my master's in mechanical engineering, specifically in design and manufacturing. Oh, I'm one of your panelists tonight. Thank you. Sherry, internet is bad, so we can go to our guest to introduce herself while Sherry is working on his internet. So, my brother, can you please introduce yourself before our Sherry can work on his internet?
Um, okay, good evening, guys. My name is Clarksy. I'm from Zimbabwe. I currently reside in Abu Dhabi, that's in UAE, and I work in education. I'm a primary school educator.
Okay, thank you, Madam Guest and Percy. Orita, can you moderate the show until Sherry can come in? Can you moderate the show? That will give the female a chance to moderate too. Can you?
Okay, no problem.
Okay, do that.
Okay. So because of time, we will. Okay, I think Sherry is in. Sherry, is it okay? I go through or You take over.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You can go through now. You can go.
Okay,
Just
thank you.
so it's okay now, right? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so because of time, we will turn over to our guest who going to be elaborating on our topic for today, the importance of planning your career before traveling abroad.
Okay. Once again, good evening, guys, and thank you for having me on the show. Um, Totally apologize for the hiccups. Like I've been not feeling well. I've been going through under like so much pressure at work. But thank God today was the last day. I'm heading on a winter break for the next 3 weeks. I wasn't feeling well lately, but now I'm okay. Thank God. All right. Um, I don't know where should I start. Should I just start explaining like as in general, or do you guys choose to be asking me some questions?
Okay, so
Yeah,
we will start
basically
like
we
this.
have. Yeah, Alfred, you are in now. Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah, you are audible. You are audible. You can go ahead.
Okay. Basically, we will give 5 minutes to you. Give us your overall idea about how education sector look like, or overview in Africa coming to that of Asia, under the topic why is it important to travel or to have career before traveling. Then we'll follow with three other questions. Two of our panelists plus myself will give one question each. Uh, but first, we want you to elaborate first on the topic itself, why career is important, with respect to Africa, with respect to Zimbabwe, with respect to traveling to come to abroad.
Mm. Okay, thank you so much, Sheriff. Okay, so first of all, I'd like to really thank you for bringing up this kind of topics because they are really quite helpful for our fellow brothers and sisters who might be looking into traveling, especially to come and work in the UAE. That's what I'm gonna like touch base on because that is where I have the most experience. Um, so I think basically it is quite important first to know, like as an educator, if you really want to come and work in the UAE. Um, First of all, like I can say nowadays, it's more advisable to start applying for the job when you are still back home. Unlike trying to say, I'll travel and I will try to get a job when I'm already in the country. Chances are 50-50. It does work. Sometimes you might be lucky if you just come and look for a job. But ideally, I would advise someone to start getting active on like platforms like LinkedIn, all those job sites, and especially try to register yourself through the Ministry of Education. Try to get on their website and um, check the requirements. What do they need for you to be able to work in the government? Um, Also, the private sectors, there are opportunities, but lately, getting teaching jobs hasn't been quite easy. To those who are living in Dubai, they might have an idea or they might understand what I'm trying to say. So, for those who will have their degrees or their masters or their bachelors from our African countries, it's advisable to have get ready to have your IELTS test ready, the English test, because private and both governments, it's now becoming a requirement to have the IELTS test, the English test, and it should be the academic one. Like you should write, and their scores they normally look like from 6 up, like 6 points going up. So if you get a six or 6.5 or 7, that is quite a bonus if you have like a higher score. And try to also do the teaching license. They are requiring that in the UAE. I don't know in other countries like Europe or America, I have no idea. But here in the UAE, they do require that you should have a teaching license that you should do online through the Ministry of Education as well. And having a bachelor's from our countries, they do value that, but we are not English natives. They don't consider us as English speakers. Unfortunately, like the Europeans, they don't require so many things because English is taken as their first language. But for us, some of us, I had to do a postgraduate degree, but it was online though. I did like a PGCE with Stafford University that I did, I think, in the past 2 years. So that is to add on top of whatever we acquired in our countries for us to be almost on the same level with the native speakers in terms of seeking for jobs in the UAE.
Okay, thank you for the explanation. I have a question for you, Torres. Uh, you are a secondary instructor, a secondary
Prim-
school teacher. Yeah.
Primary.
So most of our students, our brothers and sisters in the secondary education these days, don't know what they want to do after graduation. Can you advise on how to go about planning your career after graduation for our secondary students?
Let me just clarify on that. Let me just get clarity on that. Do you mean like as in brothers
Okay. Let
finished
me let me
from
let me
university?
let me let me let me make clarity.
Yeah.
In Liberia, if we say secondary, we are talking about students that are in high school.
Like
When we say
grade 12.
secondary, yeah, grade 12,
Okay.
grade 12 students. So they are coming out of high school this year or next year, but most of them are in the limbo what to do in college, what path they can follow after high school, what path they can follow to continue a tertiary education. So can you advise students how to plan their career for the tertiary education or for life?
Um, okay. Considering nowadays education is taken such a vast, I can say broad, I don't know how to put it. Like there are so many things kids can do now after finishing grade 12. When I went to school, like in the 90s, um, there weren't so many options. But nowadays, there are so many degrees kids can do. Like there are so many programs kids can start to follow. Like during my time, we weren't having these differentiated. Let's say someone is doing IT. Now there are so many compartments or so many sectors of like around IT. I feel after kids finish grade 12, like while they are still in grade 12, that is the right time for them to decide what are their passions, like what do they want to do. If they want to do, if they don't want to be like, if they want to follow the education side, if they want to be teachers, they should start working on programs based on teaching. So from high school, I don't know how it works in other countries, but in my country, after you finish high school, it means like if I'm done with grade 10, then I'll go to A level, which is grade 11 and grade 12. After getting grade 12, that's when I'm ready to decide, am I going to college? So you need to go to college. Either it's 2 years, but you need to be certain of what you want to do. If you want to do mechanics, then start doing mechanical programs. If you want to enter into teaching, start going on, like onto teaching programs. So I think after grade 12, kids should already decide on which programs they're going to venture into.
Okay, well, thank you so much for that beautiful answer. Um, for me, I'm looking at the situation of for Africans, specifically uh, most of Africa, African here in UAE. I want to know what can they do to better themselves, to advance themselves economically, socially, or educationally in UAE. Like you were talking about before coming, people need to be prepared. They need to have TOEFL or SITE or GRE tests before coming because there are a lot of educational opportunities for people, and these tests are criteria for most of the schools before they accept you. Now, more people here they don't know how to navigate, especially in UAE. What can they do to better themselves, to find themselves in a good school, or to find themselves uh, to advance themselves holistically in UAE?
Okay. I'm just going to give an example of people that I have crossed paths with in the past years here in the UAE. Um, so I think after coming here, say you didn't apply the job from your country already, you're just here in Dubai, you're just crossing your fingers, something is going to come up. So the first thing someone needs to work towards on is try to know what you want to do. Like you want to get into teaching, find out what are the requirements. What do I need? So the first thing you need is to get an English test. There is no way you will try to enter, like to venture into education without that. As long as you're coming from Africa and your country is not like considered as one of those like native speakers, like the only country that I know they don't require that is South Africa. So South Africans, they don't require any IELTS tests for them to be like considered for jobs, for teaching jobs. So other than South Africans, I think most of us, we do require that IELTS test. So it's something you can work on. It's not costly. At the same time, it is costly because for some people who are not working, you are on a job hunt, you're looking for a job, you know, accommodation in Dubai, you know, the cost of living in Dubai. So it is not a lot of money, but it is some money that you need. So I think it would be wise for someone to start by acquiring that. If you can do your IELTS test as someone with a bachelor's from your country, and bachelor's it's mandatory. There is no way you can come with a diploma and get a teaching job unless you are going to start as a teaching assistant. So for people who have diplomas, they will still get roles in schools, but mostly 95% you get a job as a teaching assistant, and you can still develop yourself from there because most of the schools they hire internally. Let's say I get a job as a teaching assistant, I can build myself from there in that same school. So I'm in the school, that's the most important thing. As a teaching assistant, I'm getting a lower salary. That's fine. The next step that I would take is I will start developing myself, acquiring the necessary documents that they require. As I mentioned before, write your English tests, get it attested, and try to do a research. Look into what programs you can do, like these postgraduate degrees that you can do. Locally, they do also offer that. I know some people who are doing a lot of these programs through local universities like Al Ain University, Sharjah University, Abu Dhabi University. They do also offer those things. They do come quite costly though, but you can pay in installments. It's something you can pay in installments. So locally, you can do just like a postgraduate diploma. That's what you'll be doing. But online, you can do like a postgraduate certificate, like international. They also do accept these things in schools. As long as you're done with the program, you get your papers, you attest your papers, you're good to go.
Yeah, thank you for that. I was talking about navigating because, like English test, TOEFL, many people don't know how to register or how to go about even uh, registering TOEFL. Is there something that they have to check on search engine, or is it something that they have to go to a particular school or look for a school? Let's say in Saja Casimir University, they have to go there and apply or ask for it before they can register for it. And if you have any idea about how much it costs so far, because I have someone who asked me the question concerning about it.
Okay. So TOEFL, people are writing it, but I would recommend to write the IELTS test. The IELTS test is the most effective one. So I'm not sure how much it's costing now, but that is done through the British Council only. You only write that exam at the British Council facility, or I don't know, in Dubai they do have one branch. They have also, I think, in Abu Dhabi, but thank goodness for the internet. If you Google just British Council UAE, you will get all the info and the price, and you can even request a call back. They will call you, they will chat you on the WhatsApp. They are very responsive. Like, once you send a request for them to chat you, they will send you a message immediately. And they do also offer classes. If you struggle to study on your own, they do offer classes. So, but I think at a cost, not a lot, but still, it's some money. You do pay some money for that. So you will get someone to guide you, I think, on how to study, what to do. I did myself online. They are they do have like those questions online. I did 2 or 3 times myself in the beginning. Like when you start, you'll be getting like a very low mark, but as you keep on practicing and practicing, you can see that, oh, it's changing. Maybe in the beginning you can get like a 20%. The next time you attempt to do it again, you're getting a 45%. As you move on again, you're on 70%. So you will know when you are ready. So once you book it, like, don't book before you are ready to go and write. Book when you feel that I'm confident, I'm comfortable, I'm ready to go to the exam. Because you won't want to go write and fail. Like, that's like a waste of money. So you need to be ready for that.
Sure, sure. Okay, let me pass it to my co-panelist, Orita, to come up if she have any question, or ambassador.
Eh,
Yeah,
uh,
so I have a question. When it comes to career planning, what are some things that we have to consider when thinking about traveling to abroad?
I think when it comes to that, I am so biased because I'm just into education. And I always say that when I'm talking even to my daughter. I'm always like, she has her own brain. She wants to do something else after school. So I'm always encouraging her, like, teaching is something that you can do everywhere. It's universal. In every country, they do need teachers. You cannot teach in the UAE, you can teach everywhere. So I will always try to advocate for the teaching jobs, like to say, guys, do these teaching programs. I think it's something that you can get anywhere. Even if you cannot teach in like overseas, you can still teach in your country. Like, teachers are the builders of the nations. Like, for doctors to be there, it's like they're coming from us, the teachers. So when it comes to career guidance, I will always guide anyone any day. Go for teaching programs. choose those programs. It doesn't require many years to get qualified, unless you want to pursue your master's. Like currently I am on that program, like just to get my master's, and then I know I'm done. But yeah, I always say, when it comes to planning for careers, or maybe I would say, go with your passion. You might not be an educator. Maybe your brain is into accounting or IT. Just choose a career that you know you're going to be happy doing that, because it's going to be for a long time. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. So my next question will come about in this form. We know in every aspect of life, everybody have stages. You have steps in every aspect of life. So in career planning, we know they have stages. Can you please explain in depth the stages of career planning for us to understand?
Um, I would say it's very important to plan your career before you venture into it. As I was just saying just now, there's no way I will say, for the sake of just getting a job, I'm going to venture into accounting. It's something I would not put. It's something I would not be able to make. Just do it for the sake of, okay, it's better paying, or I want to be an air hostess. I cannot take those kind of jobs. So when you are planning for your career, make sure you are choosing something that is of your interest. Choose your passion, something that you know, I'm passionate about teaching. I'm passionate about being an air hostess. I'm passionate about IT. Follow your passions. Don't just do a program or a course for the sake of it's better paying. Because maybe 2 years down the line, like even in the education side, we have some people who are always complaining at work, and they're asking themselves, do I even love teaching? How did I get here? So it always comes to catch up with you later on. So when you're choosing a career, choose wisely. Choose what you want to do and be certain. I want to do this.
Wow, that's it. Be certain. I want to do this. Ambassador Fred, go ahead again. I think you have some question again. Or Rita, you can come up with your follow-up question.
Hello, Rita, come on, and I will come in later with a follow-up question.
Yeah, so I want to understand, in planning your career, should we focus mainly on the society, or we should focus on why we are able to do what we have passion with? I mean, we have passion for, or should we focus on this is our society? I want to do this. I want to be able to contribute this to the society. So because of this, I want to go and study accounting. Or I should say, because I have passion for doing IT, I should go and study IT.
Okay, I would advise to just follow your passion. You know your strengths. Um, I know, like when kids are leaving high school, they might be like a trend of, oh, I'm gonna be doing this, oh, I'm gonna get into tourism. There might be a trend of, oh, because my classmates are going to venture into this, I'm just gonna follow this. But I wouldn't advise school leavers, like these kids who are leaving high school, to venture into things out of peer pressure, or out of it's a trend, or my classmates are doing this, or my friends are doing this. Know your strengths, know your passion, because once you choose a career, I'm not saying you can't change it in life. You can change too, but you don't want to spend 4 years acquiring a bachelor's, and then practice for 2 3 years. Later on, you get bored, you move into something else. Some people are like that. Some people, they don't want to be stagnant. Some people, they want to move. There are some people who are really hyper. They want to do this, and I can do this. Some can tell you, I've been modeling and then I left it. I was a therapist and then I was done with it. Now I'm into teaching. I'm looking into something else. But for those people who are not adventurous like me, I'm very much stagnant. Like I knew what I wanted from high school. I wanted to just get into teaching. I just worked towards that. And it's my passion. To be honest, frankly speaking, like I want to say, getting a job, it means that is where you are dedicating 3/4 of your life. Because the time we spend at home is, let's say, 1/4. 3/4 we are at our workplaces. So it needs to be something that you really love, something you're passionate about, something that you enjoy, and something that can build you as well, and finding your strength. You don't want to get into a career and you will lose your confidence. Like, am I good at this? Can I teach? Am I a good teacher? Stuff like that. You will start losing confidence in yourself, and it will really take down your self-esteem. So get into something you really love.
Well. That's it. Get something that you really love. Everyone know that you must follow your heart. You must have a good career. We don't have two of our panelists tonight with us, but one of them sent us caution, which is uh, what happened if you do not plan your career before traveling? And other guy is saying, is career planning important, very important for student before traveling? Is it really important?
Okay. Um, so what happens if you travel before planning your career? I can say it's a 50-50 situation. But we cannot base on luck. We can't just say, "Oh, I'm just gonna be lucky and it's gonna happen." Luck might not be on your side. Some people are not lucky. Some people are very lucky. Some people, grace follows them. Some people really are not that fortunate to be in those kind of situations. So, as we know, most of our African people who are traveling abroad, maybe a quarter of us do know what we want to do when we travel. 3/4 are just moving because of situations like, I just have to travel. Even if it's to UAE or even if it's to Europe, we have so many people who are traveling to Europe to become care assistants or any job. But those people, if you dig deeper, they've got master's degrees in some fields. They are so learned. But at the end, they'll just say, okay, I'm just going. It's because of our African situations, which we all know. But my advice to those people who are traveling before planning what they want to do, or unknowingly, just to say, I will see what's going to happen when I reach there. It's fine. As long as you come to a country, don't just be stagnant. You come to UAE, you get a job in a restaurant, you get a job as a nanny, you get a job as a waiter, something else. Don't stop developing yourself from there. Know your goals. So it's not everyone who is fortunate enough to travel knowingly that I'm going to get this job or my job is already there. People are just venturing into something new. But as long as you are, wherever you are traveling to, do not be stagnant. Work towards your goal. Develop yourself. As I was saying, work towards writing the English test. Check online courses, what you can do, what degrees are there which are affordable. Like in education, there are so many things you can do. I've seen some people who come here as teachers, They change their career. They're now focusing on special needs because they can see there is a vast need of special needs teachers in the UAE, due to various reasons that we cannot really discuss on. But there are a lot of special needs kids in countries like this, especially in the Gulf. So someone can even divert. You come here, you are a waiter, but you have a degree in education. Work towards being a special needs educator. There are even free courses online that you can work towards. Like, check around those things. And so just don't stop developing yourself, bottom line. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. So that's what will draw my next question. In life, everything has two sides, the good
Yeah.
side and the bad side.
Yeah.
So we have talked all of the good things about career planning. So what are the disadvantages of career planning now? Let us know too. So we can let's talk the good ones and leave the bad ones out. So let's talk about the bad side now.
Okay. Sometimes what you see might not be what you're gonna get. You might be all planned, all organized, ready for this. I'm going to UAE, I got a job, or I'm gonna do this. Well planned, everything. Like, you took your time to put things into thinking, and now it's time for you to just start implying those things. They might not go as you plan. So it's not obvious that if you plan something, it's going to go accordingly. It might not go accordingly, which is why I said, don't stop growing yourself. Like, you come here, you want to look for a teaching job. You can't find it. You can always divert. You can always venture into something else.
Yeah, Orita, you may come there.
Yeah, so I have a question also. Like, take for example, I found myself in a situation that I would like to see myself becoming a civil engineer, but absolutely I'm very bad at mathematics. But then I'm also very good at biology and chemistry. So in that case, if I want to plan my career, what advice are you going to give me?
So your passion is to be a chemical engineer,
Yeah, but I'm very bad at mathematics.
and that is mandatory. You should have mathematics for you to be in that program, right? Mm,
Yeah, sure.
yeah, that's tricky. Um, Honestly, on that one, it all now comes down to you. Like, is there something else you might want to do close to that, close to being a chemical engineer? Is there any other programs that you think might be of interest?
So that means I have to ask myself, yes, I want to do, or I want to become a civil engineer, but then I'm not good at math. So in that case, I'm going to be looking for like second option, wherein I'm not good at this, but I'm good at this. So I should go ahead and do this, right?
Exactly. I want to give you an example on that. I wanted myself, when I was leaving high school, venturing into my college years, my parents and myself, I was so certain I'm going to be a doctor. I wanted to be in the medicine side, but my sciences were not good. So it's either I become, like, I venture into medicine, or I go into teaching. Two options. So sometimes I think when you're planning things, rather to have, like, you need to have a plan B as well. If this doesn't work, maybe I can try this.
Well, that was a very tricky question, and that's a question that we normally give to uh, the family member back home. Uh, is it this has to do with a parent observation, knowing that what your child is good at? Is it has something that the parent should decide at this point, given the observation when the child is coming up in life, eh, looking into his or her courses, knowing that whether the child is good at this and come up with a recommendation, or should she decide with the given that her society is in demand of chemical engineering, or given that the society is in demand of biology, that the society need doctors or medical practitioners. I think your question is very tricky. If, like, you are in a field of education and you are a mother to her, knowing the worth of each of these particular stuff, are you going to tell the child to add up courage to learn and be curious about math courses or about calculation, or are you going to just allow her to follow her desire just like that? And
Um, it's I can say I can let her follow her desire, yes and no. Um, I think at a point everyone does need guidance when it
for
comes to
sure.
career.
Sure, that's
So
why we have a departments in every school. Have a you know either the dean office. You need to have someone who will guide you for counseling to go along with this. But I think the
yeah,
family, I mean the parents, should also play part.
yes, there is a point where parents can just say, "Okay, choose what you want to do," but you can see that my child is heading for a fail. So you, as a parent, you'll be there to guide as well to say, "This is the benefits of doing this, advantages and disadvantages."
Sure,
Then there come a time where our parents are saying, "This neighbor's child is a doctor. You're also going to be a doctor because our neighbor's child is a doctor." So, those kind of things. Even if you don't have the math, you should be a doctor because your cousin is a doctor. You understand? So, yes and no. You need to tell kids what to do. And sometimes maybe let them do what they think they're best at. Like my child, she so determined on becoming an orthodontist, dentist. Like I've been telling her, it's a tough program. She's like, that's what I want to do. I would never go into teaching. I don't want to teach. You're a teacher. You're happy. I won't be happy doing that.
wow, ambassador.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. That's why I just want to leave a premise before I go to my next question. Like for me, when I was coming up, when I was a kid, my father is a seasoned auditor. He's an accountant and an auditor. So he always wanted me to go in that field. And I was like, no, I cannot go in that field because it's not my passion. Uh, because I know that my entire life is not in the business area. My entire life is in engineering. So I choose to go to engineering and I stood the ground to go to engineering. Career, we know that career planning is management by itself, how you manage your entire life. So it is right for our parents to manage our career or to help plan our career for us.
Um, as a mom, I would be like, yes, because every parent wants to have control of their kids. But as an individual, I would say no. Kids need to know what they want to do. Like choosing the careers for a kid, it's okay. But is that what the child wants? The child who will go in that program in the varsity is like, I hate what I'm doing, but my mom and or like my parents said I should do this. So it's not coming from the heart. That child, 50-50, you will give 100% to whatever he's doing. But honestly, I don't think it's a good thing for parents to choose careers for their kids. Let a kid decide what they want to do.
Okay, thank you. Arita, you can come in. I will come in later.
You can go ahead, Sherry.
Yeah. That's a very interesting discussion. Okay, we come again to the issue of abroad. Like you are drawing the line of someone having a career, a particular degree, but he or she is doing waiter job or waitress job. I In UAE, many of our brothers are into unskilled labor. Okay, I and they don't have UAE. They don't have much opportunity for education or scholarship. Okay, what can you advise if someone who have a mind to develop herself or himself in the long run at the same time stay in UAE, but they don't have opportunity to go to school? Wh- what do you know that a person can have as a means of getting scholarship here in UAE?
Mm,
Or there is a specific maybe as an advice, or they have to go to campus or website particular scholarship that can be of beneficial to them?
um, to be frank, I haven't had any Africans who have had that privilege. I am not sure. Like, I don't want to lie. I haven't heard of any Africans who had had that opportunity to study in any institute here in the UAE, like as a scholarship kind of programs, or because to be honest, I think it's all about you need to pay up, especially in here in this country.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
okay. If yeah, no, that's to have of a full scholarship is not easy. But why if someone, because most of the schools, accredited university from Europe are here, they give you can go to school. I mean, you can go to their campuses or online. You get the opportunity to study, but they will come with a financial breakdown. And the school may not have a scholarship, but what do you think someone can do to gain another opportunity or sponsor from somewhere in UAE, or what do you think the person can do to get someone to pay for his study?
I
Let's say Khalifa University gave me opportunity admission. Now I have admission to study, but then the university come with a course, or my course come with a course. Okay, what are other extra activity, or what are other extra mile I need to go to gain someone who will sponsor my study?
I think this kind of programs they do exist in other countries like European countries or in the Gulf. I doubt it. I think the Gulf is really hell bent on taking care of their citizens first. I think so. African people, unless you score these kind of scholarships back home and then you travel coming into that program, or like say, let's say someone gets a scholarship to study in the, let's say, Canadian university here in downtown. So you move from Liberia or from Zimbabwe or from anywhere else, to just come study in that first in that institute. I don't think when you are here, I haven't had I I can't say it's impossible, but I haven't come across anyone who has gotten that privilege around here to say, I earned this or I got this opportunity to go and study for free. I haven't. But I know from back home, people do travel abroad on scholarships. It's common. It happens every day. Kids go to study in the States, kids go to study in Europe, kids go study in Cyprus. But I think in countries like Cyprus or India, I think people they do pay, or yeah, I'm not sure. But in the Gulf here in the UAE, I think
Yeah.
it's one
Okay.
percent.
Thank you so much for that. My last question before I give it to Rita is the CV detailing in UAE. What are those information you think should be more of concern in CV instead of having 3 or 4 pages, CV? Or do you think it will come like a bottleneck for employer to go through 2 or 3 pages? Or what do you think, should be vividly seen on a CV?
I
Like
think
people go apply for a job, like maybe for school, they want to be a school teacher. Their CV, they want to underline every achievement they have done back home. As a result, they will turn the CV pages into 3 or 4 or 5. Giving the demand of this, job here. What is your advice? And some people can now concise their CV into a single page.
um yeah, when it comes to CVs, a CV should be just one page. People don't have time to turn over books. They don't have time. They always value their time. So I would advise someone to try and put just relevant, important information on that one page. One page is big enough for you to talk about your qualifications, your experience, especially here. I think you know by now that they always look for that UAE experience, of which when we move here, we don't have that. No one moves into a country with experience from that particular country. So, which is why your experience should be so brief and of importance. Like, let's say I just moved here and I'm writing my CV. I will put just my last 2 jobs. I will not talk about I've been teaching, like now I'm teaching for 11 years. I won't talk about I was teaching in Zimbabwe in 5 schools. Then I moved to South Africa. I teach in 7 schools. Then I listing all the principal names and the contacts, and this they don't really take note of that. It's so draining. So I think one page, or if need be 2 pages, but don't make them all full. They can't be 2 full pages. It's too much.
That's good. Thank you so much. Rita?
Yeah, so I would like to know what are some challenges people go through while planning a career and how can we overcome them?
Um, so traveling without planning a career, it's something that is happening day to day. Like it's something that is very common, especially here. As I don't know this guy, Alfred. He asked already, what are the disadvantages, also, like of planning?
Yeah, yeah,
So we
yeah.
can't all the negatives. Let's all look like look not sorry, not only on the positives. Let's also focus on the negatives. So traveling without planning your career, as I said, not everyone has the privilege to plan everything and then it works accordingly. Then it's all smooth. Some people might even plan and things don't go as planned. Some people don't plan, they just come to UAE. As long as they can get the money to get on the flight, they'll just say, anything that comes, I'll just grab it, which is fine. That's being adventurous. Okay. So, like I said, when you come here, some people might even come planned, but you won't get the job that you're looking for. I want to give an example of someone that I met here in the UAE. She came into this country in 2018, August. This person holds a bachelor's degree in teaching. So, as you know, you come here on a 3 month visa. The visa was coming to expire before she even got any response from any school. There's a point where you will not even get any responses or positive responses, or they'll be telling you, we'll call you, maybe they'll call you, you go there, maybe you will not make it. It's possible. You have to expect anything. So this person ended up taking a job as a maid. She took a job as a maid for 1 year. No, for 1 year. Because 2019 she changed. Yes, just for 1 year. She took a job as a maid to work in Dubai for 1 year. But while she was working as a maid, that's when she managed to check what she needed to get into the education system. And this person never taught in a private school. She went from being a maid straight to go into the Ministry of Education. Right now, she teaches here in Abu Dhabi in a Cycle 3 school. She's teaching grade 5 kids, like 5 to 8. So in that 1 year, she did write a IELTS test at the British Council. She worked on a PGCE. I think she used an Asian university. I'm not sure which one, but she did it through like a cheaper one. I think it was about 9 to 10,000 UAE dirhams. So she didn't just relax to say, okay, I'm a maid, that's fine. She planned, I'm going to UAE, I want to look for a job as a teacher, but it didn't work that way. So she didn't stop developing herself. In that 1 year, she was being a maid and developing herself at the same time. After 1 year, when she resigned, she already started doing interviews. Like she moved to Sharjah then. Then she made a CV. There are some certain things you need to have before you can enter in the MOE schools, in the Ministry of Education schools. So advantages of planning career before coming abroad, it might work correctly for you. It might go smooth. Or expect both. It might go either way. So just be ready to, divert. Work on yourself. Don't stop developing yourself. Keep on seeking information. But don't forget, what are your goals? Don't settle for, okay, I got a job as a waiter. I'm okay. At least I can send money home. Keep working towards your goal until you reach whatever you planned from the first time. Work towards that.
So that draw my attention to the next question that was father. So because I'm traveling and I plan my career back home, what I was expecting when I reached where I was going, the unexpected came into play. So can somebody plan their career annually or you just plan one shot? Like one time, okay, I'm planning this and I will go through this for a certain number of time, or every year I plan what to do or what not to do every year. Or should I just plan one time? Will it be good?
I think planning annually is okay. As someone who doesn't know what is waiting for you wherever you're going, you can't just say it's set in stone. Like this is set in stone, it's gonna go this way. It might not work like that. So, and like as I was talking, I would advise for people like educators or even accountants or even engineers. Some people they get hired from their countries. That is a bigger advantage, especially if you are coming to work in the UAE. Getting hired from your country, coming here already with a job, that is a huge plus for you. Because one, it's good for you. You're being hired on an international package. You're being hired as an expert. It means you're gonna be getting accommodation. You're gonna be getting benefits. I have a few people that I know who got hired while they were still in their countries. Like you'll be keep on applying, checking, make yourself familiar with the LinkedIn. I think that's where most people get valid jobs, like better paying jobs. Most of them you get them through LinkedIn. So once you get hired from your country, coming straight into a job, it means you'll be expecting to get a better salary, you'll be getting a lot of benefits. But not everyone is lucky enough to be hired from their countries. That's when we get people who just plan the career, then they travel. Then things they don't go as planned, things can go east or things can go south. Always have a plan B. Plan B is okay, getting whatever you get on the ground, but don't stop developing yourself. Keep on developing from wherever you are for you to reach your target.
Okay,
All
Rita, it's
right.
over to you. Sorry.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We have learned a lot today. And today our topic is all about the importance of career planning before traveling. What about those that do the guesting? They don't have formal education, but they are been back. I mean, in their home country, doing trade. Okay, they don't have this kind of educational qualification, so they want to come and try and error. What is your advice for those who have this kind of concept? They were doing, let's say, mechanic, or but they didn't continue. They didn't finish with grade 12. They didn't even go to school at all. But because of family disadvantage, uh, out of frustration, someone wants to travel to come and better up themselves here, or not only you but traveling to abroad just like that. What is your advice?
Um, my advice is, let's say, okay, like you said, not everyone got the privilege of going to school, completing education, and all this stuff.
Sure.
What I've seen is as we move out of our country, like our continent, coming to these first world countries, honestly, the competition is so high. It's You are competing against the world. You're not competing against Africans or your fellow countrymates. The competition is so high that I, I think I've seen people who are in wait, what I think it's I was talking to a guy who is into, is it finance? I think everyone is holding a master's. We have tough competition against the world, not against Africans or against Zimbabweans only. I can't say there's a competition among Zimbabweans. No, it's you competing against the world. Countries like India with a higher population, everyone you meet at work, they will tell you, I have a master's, I did my master's. So it's a disadvantage for our brothers and sisters who want to come and compete in the world without, proper qualifications. But it doesn't mean they cannot make it. They will make it in some fields where they fit in. But if you want to be in this corporate world, in these kind of company setups, or working for the government, or being in institutions, there's no way you can make it without a bachelor's. From bachelor's going up, bachelor's, master's degree, honors, now we are going up. You understand? But for these ones who didn't get the privilege of going that far, I believe there is always something for everyone.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you. Afrays, back to you. I think we have exhausted the time.
Yeah, we have exhausted our time, so we hope to bring our guests back anytime soon for us to discuss more. Because of time, we cannot accept calls. And what you see, we have not printed the number on the board. We are sorry to our listeners because of time. It's very late in India now, it's 3 a.m. And I don't know the time in Abu Dhabi. We need to let our guests go to rest, and we will bring her back anytime we need her to complete the discussion. So, Mohammed, I think you can call, Sharif, you can call
Yeah,
the day or day.
thank you. For me, my parting comment tonight will be, let's look into ourselves. Improvement is important. Whatever that you do before you back on a journey to live wherever you are in Africa or anywhere, make sure that you have an essence, or you have a reason, or you have purpose of traveling. If it is for advancement, career advancement, try to do thorough investigation or research before you take that journey. Whatever you do, read more, know about it more. Even if it is oral information, try to get it. Once you are informed, I believe you will have a sense of direction to travel. And I must be grateful to our guest speaker tonight, our panelist. She, handled the topic according to my expectation and according to all of our expectation. And all we can say, thank you so much. We are so happy and we are so proud to have you. And those of our two panelists that couldn't come here tonight, I believe they are going through this live discussion. I pray that they will be with us next week. Thank you so much for your time to come, Rita. Then our guest will be the last.
Okay, so I want to appreciate our guest for the presentation. We learn a lot. We understand that in planning your career, you have to have passion. It have to be something that you love, something that you have passion for. The presentation was splendid. We would love to have you back because you are indeed an educator. Thank you for the time. And thanks to our panelists and for those who have been following the show also.
Okay, Madam, you can just give us your parting comment, then we can say goodbye to you. So let you go to the.
Yeah, thank you for having me, guys, on the show. It's really nice. It's just that the timing is tricky, but yeah, I really enjoyed being here. What I can just advise to those who are watching, I know not everyone is having the same, journey. People are hinting like they're heading on separate journeys. So, but I just want to say, do not stop developing yourself. Whether you come to you travel abroad with a qualification or without a qualification, just don't stop growing. Don't stop developing yourself. So many things people are doing nowadays, even here in Dubai, without proper degrees or bachelors or whatever. People are just writing just a simple English test. People are traveling to the UK to go work as care assistants. There are so many things people can do to develop themselves. So my last words, once again, never stop growing. Don't stop developing yourself. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you a lot. Thanks
Okay.
so much.
Thank you, ma'am. So you can leave us now. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Oh, okay, Sharif. So we can call this a day, and it's very late in India. I don't know the time in Rwanda, but it's like 3 a.m. here. So we have to rest and get ready for school tomorrow and other hustle. So we can call it a day. Thank you, guys. We see you again.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Arita. Thank you to everyone.
Okay.
La vie est lonely way. Papa go night go. Papa lonely way. Papa go never go. Papa. Ane makabida. Papa go night go. Ane makabida. Papa go night go. Ane makabanga. Nemba